progressing so far?
I think they're progressing well. The main thing is I look for is the effort, and then when they mess up, you know you messed up, and then you're ready and willing to fix it. So what I see from our group is guys coming in, you know, voluntarily trying to fix mistakes. Guys calling me, you know, Ember will FaceTime me at any time, at any moment. Maybe 11 p.m. at night or in the morning. So I see guys that are hungry to get better. So that's exciting.
You mentioned Emba. He was in here yesterday telling us just how much more comfortable he is now that he's settled in at defensive end.
Yeah.
I guess, what was that conversation like with him when, you know, kind of figuring out his role and just how is he?
You know, with him, he's still learning the game. And so I just wanted to put him in one spot and have him focus on that. You know, he's a guy with some really good athletic ability, very physical, and he's fast. So, you know, the best combination of that is, hey, DN. You know, you're a fast, physical guy, and I want you to focus on that and really learn that position and get comfortable with that. So that's one thing we've been focused on, and he's getting better and improving. He's locked in on that one position and really trying to perfect his craft in that.
Do you remember your first time meeting him? Because he's kind of interesting-looking guy, interesting-sounding guy,
Yeah.
not necessarily your normal SEC football player.
Yeah, he's the first thing I know is his fashion. So, hey, man, what do you have on? Like, maybe I'm too old school because I don't even know the name of the clothes he have on. But first thing you know is fashion, man. He has a great personality. And the thing in coaching, man, you got to get to know all your guys and their different personalities and how to coach them best. I know with him and the other guys, you know, I can coach them hard, but at the same time, as a coach, I gotta be in tune with their interests off the field as well to get to know those guys and coach them.
He said the big thing for him is that he feels like you trust him at defensive end. Just what does that trust look like?
The thing with me is trust is earned. You know, I tell the guys all the time, you're going to make mistakes. You know, mistakes will be made. You know, what I'm more concerned about is, are you willing to fix them, and are you willing to give the effort? And so he's willing to put the work in. He's doing extra work on his own all the time. He recognizes when he makes mistakes and want to improve on that. And so I've been, let's trust. You know, continue to earn that trust with him daily. And it goes both ways. You know, I tell him, I'm going to earn your trust daily, you earn my trust daily. And that's how it works.
He mentioned Kite as a guy that he thought was playing pretty well, was stepping up, a guy that we may not know a lot about, but is going to show up on Saturdays. Yeah,
Messiah is really learning the scheme and the technique that we're asking him to do. One thing, he's very twitchy, and he's not the biggest, but that kid has some power and strength, and he moves well. So it's just putting him in positions to use his ability and to do what he does well, and he has quickness and he's strong. So, you know, we want to have him on the move. We want to have him doing different things and really highlight his strengths.
Coach, can you talk about the importance of building depth at your positions? Guys will be fresh in the fourth quarter of games.
Man, we're in the SEC, and the one thing, you know, I learned coaching in the NFL. You know, the NFL is a long season, and you got to have depth. Well, the next step down from the NFL is the SEC. And so just the guys that they're going to play in and out every week, people will get banged up. You never know when you're going to need a guy. So you got to develop as many guys as you possibly can and rotate them early and often because those, I call it mileage, you know, those plays and that mileage builds up throughout the year. So when you get to game 7, 8, or 9, you don't have the same guy you had in game 1 because they're taking on so many reps. So my belief is to rotate them early and often and have those guys playing, you know, at the end of the year. Maybe we had a guy pick up more reps because I rolled him early, and now he's like another starter coming off the bench instead of a guy who had limited reps and then coming in at the end of the year when I need him and he can't function. So I believe in getting those guys ready to go as many as we can, fresh as we can, and just keep attacking those offensive linemen the whole game.
When you told your room that, was there like some smiles, some like, yes?
There was a sense of, you know, I want my room to be competitive for a reason. I want guys to walk in and, okay, there's a guy behind me or beside me or next to me that can take my spot any given day. I want it like that. At the same time, I want them to know, guys, I'm going to play a bunch of y'all. So I'm looking for a reason to play you. I'm not looking for a reason not to play you. I want to play you. So I tell those guys to get in their playbook and learn, and they're all smiling, and they know. They saw my track record from last year and how, you know, I rotated a bunch of guys, play 8, 9 guys a game, you know, and I believe in that.
For 3 positions, 8 or 9 guys?
For those 3, well, I had all 4 last year. For those 3 positions, if I can find 8 guys that can play, we're cooking. That's good.
What have you seen out of Marcus Harris, a guy that's returning with a lot of starting experience in the SEC?
Marcus has been great. You know, what I enjoy about Marcus is the accountability that he takes in his play and for the room and his work ethic. You know, I check on the strength coaches, how's he doing in the weight room. I check on him academically, how's he doing. He's a guy that's putting it together for us in all 3 phases of what we want, being a great student athlete, and just doing his job on and off the field. So that's important to me because you don't have any distractions. You know, when you're academically, you're screwing up and then you're not doing what you're supposed to do in another area, you create distractions. Marcus is a guy that can be a leader for us because he's not creating distractions. And he's doing his job and he's working hard on the field.
What have you seen from Justin Rogers since he got here?
Justin's pretty good. Justin is a good player, explosive player. The next step we're getting with him is I want him to be able to, you know, play multiple positions. You know, I think the better off we create even more depth when the guy can play nose and the guy can play tackle, where he can do them both. But he's been great. He's a fundamental guy. He's very coachable. He's explosive. And he's one of those leaders in the room also who will call me at any time, coach, can we watch this? Can we look at this film? I'm going to come in on this time. You know, he's been great to have. Great addition to the team.
How big is it when you can add a player like that with that kind of SEC experience?
Oh, it's huge with that experience because he's not shocked about what he's going to see on Saturday. He knows what it's going to look like. He knows how it's going to feel. You know, he knows what it takes to win games and to play, you know, these teams that we're trying to beat. He knows what that feels like. So it's awesome.
Sorry, kind of, I guess, zooming out on that, you know, you bring in 3 guys this offseason with Power 5 experience to that defensive line. Just how have you seen that, their experience maybe kind of manifest early, and just, you know, how important is that going to be in the fall?
Their experience is important. You know, they've seen certain blocks several times, you know, already throughout their career. And when you bring in guys with, you know, 1 year left and a ton of experience, well, this 1 year means a lot to them. So there's always that extra effort that goes in for, hey, this is my last go around in college. So I think that brings a different drive, knowing that you got one opportunity left to make the best out of it. And those guys chose to be here with us for that 1 year. So I think that speaks to Auburn, the school. That speaks to what we're trying to build culturally with Coach Freeze and the rest of our staff.
What have you noticed with Dylan Wade, the center? I've heard a lot of guys talking pretty highly about him.
Really good feet, good hands. He's a good football player. You come to practice, you're gonna notice him. He's one of the guys that's very consistent. He's been a huge addition to us. You know, as a D-line coach, man, I'm glad he's on our team.
Coach, can you talk about your early graduate freshmen, Wilkie, Denard, and Steven Johnson, how they're doing?
Yeah, Wilkie and Steven, they're coming in. I mean, they're freshmen. They're learning. They're learning how to play blocks, learning how to take notes, learning how to balance the college life. You know, but I think they're both going to do well here. It's just putting the time in and just figuring college out for them right now. Hey, I got class, I got tutoring, I got to make all these meals. You know, I think the first couple of weeks they were spinning. Now I think they're getting used to the schedule of practice and going to class and tutoring and all of that. So it's huge to get guys in early to get acclimated. Now, once we get in the summer, you know, you're doing it on a smaller scale, but then we're installing again. Now we're in fall camp. Now you're getting to install a 3rd time. So those guys will be ahead of the game.
Are you getting any help with those guys from some of your older players who've been around a while?
Yeah, our guys, the older players are taking them on his wing. I can think of one, Jason. just being really good with the guys. Jason's good in the room with all the guys, just taking them through progressions and, walking through with them and meeting with guys extra. He's one that does that often with those younger guys.
What have you seen with Holden Grenier as he's developing as a quarterback? I know it's different, but you go against him.
Yeah. So going against him, I see him developing and figuring out the RPO game and what the coaches want to do with him and progressing, and then figuring out when to take off running when those options are not there. So I think the offensive coach is doing a good job of preparing all our quarterbacks.
DJ Sledge, what have you seen on him so far? Is he a guy that could help you out this fall?
Yeah, Sledge is improving. He's improving. We were actually just talking about that a little bit earlier today with him, just how much gains he's made since we've been here, and how much we're, I just told him, man, you want to play, you got to earn it. And I tell him, I'm looking for reasons to play you. Show up on tape, and I'll put you in. So that's the same for all the guys and him. But I have seen him progress and grow and get better in these few practice days.
Anybody we haven't asked you about that you want to mention that's doing well for you?
I think, you look at Jason Jones having a good spring for us. We talked about Justin, we talked about Marcus, we talked about Messiah and Imba, and all those guys are working hard, and that competition is good. To have those many guys in that room to just continue to sharpen each other.
I guess Steven
Johnson,
yes.
one of the freshmen that came in. He's learning. Fundamentally, he has some work to do, but he's learning the game and getting better.
Oh, Lawrence Johnson, right?
Lawrence
There
Johnson.
we go.
So Lawrence coming in, another one-year guy. He's coming in. He'll be able to help us out. He'll be able to help us out. He's giving us some good reps in practice and constantly improving. It's just, with him just learning a new scheme like everybody else. Everybody's on the same page with the scheme. So he's learning a new scheme just like all the other guys. And so we're counting on him to be there for us in the fall to help that rotation.
Would you mind walking us through who's at end, nose, and tackle, and who's maybe playing a couple of different positions?
Yep. So at the end position, we have Marcus. He's played that position. And Marcus can also play tackles. So he's a guy that cross-trained for me with really good experience. Imba has been playing in as well. I'm only playing him at end so he can master that one. Justin has played nose and tackle. Jason has played mostly nose. And Lawrence has played nose and tackle. Messiah has played end and tackle. So we're really just trying to cross-train a bunch of guys so we can have different rotations depending on, who we're playing and what skill set is needed. If we need to go heavy, big three big guys or 12 personnel run game, we could do it. If it's a spread team, we got quicker guys that we could roll in there and do as well. So that's why we cross-train those guys to create that depth also, but to be able to personnel it as well.
Is Zacchaeus Walker playing inside?
Yeah, Zacchaeus Walker is playing defensive tackle for us. So he'll play D tackle and nose. Both of those guys play both positions in our four now.
And Tabichi, Coley?
Yeah, so he's doing a good job for us. He's playing in. Yeah, he's playing in for us. Yeah.
Marcus Harris, what have you seen for him as a pass rusher this spring? Being a young Jack group, to see somebody.
Yep. So the main thing is I want my guys to understand is where's the slide. So being smart and understand where's the protection coming from, and then also, something they're learning is what's the coverage behind us. Like if it's man, we need to have a different rush than a zone rush. So I think those guys are really learning that. I think Marcus is, I would describe him as a long arm power rusher, stab, and really you need 1 or 2 moves in a counter. Just perfect that, and that's what I think he's doing. He has the ability to crush that pocket in a hurry, and a young Jack, I'm telling you, Kendrick Falk is going to be it. So he's going to be it. Really excited about the way he rushes and the way he's progressed since he got here. He's going to be good. So I like the group. I like what we're putting together. I like the defense, the scheme. with Coach Roberts, it's just we're gonna put it all together and it's gonna be good.
Speaking of Keldrick, we've heard a lot of people talk about how special he is for a freshman, especially at his size. Just how rare is that to have a guy like that quick?
That's rare, and he's so unassuming. Like, I don't think he realizes how good he can actually be. But he just comes in and work. He's not listening to anybody tell him how good he is or anything like that. He's coming in, he's studying, he's working hard, he's trying to learn, he's out there early walking through techniques. You know, I just think the kid is going to be special, has a bright future as he keeps progressing.
Several of the players mentioned to me that Coach Roberts was telling the guys, just go out there and have fun, this is football. Are you seeing them embrace that attitude?
I see that. You know, the thing is you're not going to have a perfect practice. So what I don't want guys to do is go out there and paralyze themselves because they're so afraid to make a mistake. Dude, we're going to coach the mistakes. Just go play fast and go play field. It's going to have fun. You know, as coaches, we get to coach football for a living. How fun is that? You know, the players, you get this opportunity to get an Auburn degree by playing here. You know, that's a blessing in itself. That's fun. Go out and have fun and do it. It don't last long. It flies by. I remember my playing days, they fly by.
What are the differences in skill set you look for in each nose tackle and end?
Yep, so my nose, I want to be powerful, you know, heavy, can hold the point guy. You know, if you need somebody to take on a double team, that guy can get it done. The tackle is more of your one-on-one create. I can win a pass rush, and I can also hold the point. You know, the end is just a more athletic tackle. And so in this 3-4 scheme, so the end and tackle are very similar, especially in our 3-down front. And when we go 4-down, you know, that end got to be a little bit more athletic because there is a couple drops in there for him. There's also some edge rushes that we got to get wind on in those positions.
Thank you.
All good?
Yes.
Appreciate it, guys. Yep.